Welcome to the Pingit Football Show. You're live with Coach Daniel and Coach Kokou from the World Class Premier Training Center, and today we've got a topic for you. Something that's everybody's talking about. We've been discussing it for quite some time. We wanted to get your opinion on it, so we're bringing it live to you guys, all on social media, YouTube, everywhere you're checking this out. Make sure you drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this topic. Has Liverpool won the Premier League? Your answer.
Sadly, yes.
Sadly, because he's an Arsenal fan. For me, sadly as well, yes, they've won the Premier League. I'm a Man United fan, you guys know that. But, you know, this is worth talking about because they're doing something that we haven't seen in quite some time.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, there's been a lot of great teams that have played the game. The Barças, you know, with the Xavi and Iniesta, Real Madrid of old. All these teams have done some great things, but they're doing something that all these teams did individually. They're doing it all in one season. And it's something very special. They could be on track to be the Arsenal Invincibles by going undefeated in the Premier League. They could also end up winning the treble. I mean, let's say the Premier League's already done. They could win the Champions League again, second time in a row, and they could win the League Cup.
Yeah.
That's the treble right there. They could also end up with the most points ever recorded in the Premier League.
Correct.
Currently, they've had the best start for any team in any of the top European leagues.
Impressive.
Very impressive. So Liverpool is doing some things that I'm not happy about, but you got to give credit where credit is due. So let's talk about their team. Are they really as good as we see them play? Or do they have some weak links that teams are just not exploiting?
Honestly,
let's talk about it.
Listen, in order for you to get to picked up 91 points out of possible 93, right? That's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games.
And to walk away with 91 points out of those 93, you got to be doing something right.
So they're winning every game, and they've only tied one game.
Only one game.
That is incredible, Liverpool. Good job.
And that is just on another level in terms of the pace that they're playing at, and they're just kind of ticking all the boxes. You know what I mean? They just the way they're going through it. I think they have a team that is, I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know. This could be one of the best teams we've seen in a long time.
But
right?
It's not a team that's consisting of the best players around. So for them to be producing such numbers, for them to be winning games like this so consistent, there has to be something else that's driving all of this.
You know, again, listen. We know the team, it's more than just individual players, right? We're not just talking about one individual player that makes a team, okay? We're talking about taking all the pieces and putting them together and have all those guys be on the same page about what is at hand, what they need to go do, what is the objective, right, for them, you know? And I think currently, Liverpool is doing that. They are playing as a team. It's not individuals. It's not, oh, we're depending on Salah to win all the games for us. We're depending on Mane to win all the games for us. We're depending on Firmino to win the game for us. Or we depend on Van Dijk in the back to do his job and make sure he keeps us in the game. No, this is everyone. You see everyone defend together and you see everyone attack together, especially when you're on the counter. On set pieces. Especially on corner kicks. As soon as they get that ball, it's a track race. You see everyone running with their full mighty strength to try to get into that final third and get that goal just in case the keeper happened to ping the ball to them. So
I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
It does look like the team has a togetherness that we haven't seen in quite some time.
Correct.
For everybody on that team to be so bought into the goal that they're trying to achieve, it's incredible.
Yeah.
You can see it on the field when they step on the field.
Yeah.
Hands down.
You know, and I think my thing, it comes down to it is, I think in the Premier League and at the top level of the game these days is whenever things are going wrong, we're so quick to blame the manager. Sack the manager, sack the manager, sack the manager. But when things are going right, we don't always look at the manager as much.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, when it comes to Pep, everybody's always, when Pep's team is taken, everybody gives it to Pep.
Yeah, but it's easy to see that Pep has implemented something. That there's a playing style.
Correct.
For Liverpool, is there a playing style? And is that the reason why they're getting all these results?
The important person that is playing a key role in all of this has to do with Klopp. To me, He's your ideal manager. He's your ideal 21st century football manager.
Now you gotta explain that.
You know, what is the ideal football manager, right? We keep hearing, you know, the new generation is different. The new generation, you know, doesn't act like the old generation anymore. They don't play by the same rules anymore. They have different ideas, different views of doing things. And if you see Klopp on the sideline, he almost looked like he wants to be on the field.
You could say that about a lot of managers.
No, but you can't. Like
Lampard, see, all these ex-players, they have the passion.
They have the passion, but if you look at Jurgen Klopp on the sideline, this is a man that looks like he's just one of the boys. He's just one of the kids, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That just happened to be on the sideline, watching the game and giving instruction, right? Based on the things that I've heard from other pundits or reading about this man, he is in there with his players. You know, very specific about what he wants. Very specific, very demanding, but at the same time very caring.
So he has a very good relationship.
Correct.
With his players.
Correct.
I think that's one of the key factors.
I think that plays a major role because those guys are playing for him and they're literally playing off his end. Do you see Liverpool when they score? Do you see Jurgen Klopp when the team scores? He is running down the sideline, he's jumping, he's hugging, he's grabbing, he's doing it all.
Right.
I mean, how can the team not feel like he's one of them? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you have some managers, you know, that struggle to get that kind of energy. Just maybe, you know, everybody has a different way of getting the team to be. Think about it, for example, when Jose Mourinho came to the Premier League.
Okay.
Do you remember the way he was?
With Chelsea?
Yes.
Of course.
Did he look
Everybody was bought in.
Of course.
So that
you see the energy that he gives.
The energy, the players, like how the drug buzz and those players like loved him.
Yeah.
Essien, they all went to war for Jose Mourinho.
Of course.
And that's a similar thing that we're seeing with Liverpool.
Yes, indeed.
You know, because you have some players that have no business working as hard on the field as we see them weekend in, weekend out.
You see Mohamed Salah tracking all the way back to a 6-yard box.
Firmino doing the same thing.
You see Mane tracking all the way back. And nowadays some of these players don't even want to run that much. And especially as soon as they win that ball, they have to dash another 60, 80, 80-yard, 90-yard, and join the attack and go trying to find a goal.
That's something so ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
It's unreal. Like, when I watch them play, and then I go coach or I go play myself, I just think to myself, how are those guys working so hard? Non-stop.
Yeah. I mean, listen, so this is where my thought comes in that the manager, Jurgen Klopp, is probably the best manager right now.
Okay.
Right?
That's a statement.
I think he's
That's a statement.
You know, maybe you guys agree or disagree with me. If you do, let me know. You know, if you agree, let me know why. If you disagree, let me know why. We can have a discussion on that.
I still say Pep.
I think he's the best manager currently in the world of football.
Let us know if you think it's Pep Guardiola or if you think it is
Jurgen Klopp. I think Jurgen Klopp is the best manager right now because if you see just the way he's approaching the game, right, and his style of play. I mean, it's 100 miles per hour football.
That we can tell. But apart from that, what else? What other style do we see?
But it's not necessarily even, I think the style has one thing to do with it, but I'm just saying the way the players are bought in. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that, that Invincible Arsenal squad, right?
Okay.
Where I watched a documentary on the Invincibles, and it was pretty much Arsene Wenger going to the players and let them know, hey, I think you guys can literally go undefeated this season. They thought he was crazy when he said it. But he said, I believe you guys can go undefeated this season. Let's go for it, right? So I feel like Jurgen Klopp is bringing the same mindset. And even after the games they win, you hear the players say, we're only taking a game at a time. They're not even looking any further past the next game.
And that's what he says himself. It's a game at a time, and I think that's just a mentality that he has instilled at all the players, and all the players of the club.
Yeah.
They're taking it one game at a time. So they don't feel the pressure of becoming the next Invincible.
No.
They don't feel the pressure of, we haven't won the league in 30 years.
Yeah.
They're just playing one game at a time, working as hard as they can, everybody doing their role
and that
to make sure they achieve.
Top world class, right? Coaching, that's top world class way of playing. That's another level of understanding, player management. and really knowing that, hey, this is how I want things to be.
The psychology of the game.
The psychology of the game, right?
Yeah.
And this is a top notch. So I think the secret sauce behind this year's Liverpool success has to be Jurgen Klopp.
Okay.
I mean, I think what we've been seeing since he's been at Liverpool was slightly a progression. It was a slow build-up.
He had a plan, for sure.
He had a plan.
Oh, he had a plan.
It's a slow build-up to where they are currently. And I think the secret sauce behind all of this, yes, we can give credit to the players on the field, but I don't think we give enough credits to the manager. And I think Jurgen Klopp needs to be highlighted as the main reason.
I mean, he's definitely going to be coaching. Let's be honest.
I mean, he has to.
He's won it for many, many months.
Is the reason why he shouldn't be? Look at the way the team is playing. Look at the result they're getting.
He's definitely on track to be coach of the year, for sure.
So in my opinion, man, I think that if you were to ask me, what do you think, Liverpool is taking as they are, I think it all has to do with Jurgen Klopp. Because if look at Man City, that's been, they have won the league last year. Look at this year. They're struggling. They're struggling to even to win games. They're losing games that they otherwise last year were not losing at all, right? So maybe, just maybe, the Pep effect has worn off a little bit.
I mean, that's a different topic.
That's a different topic. But what I'm saying is that if you look at Liverpool currently, I think all of it has to do with that Jurgen Klopp effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that he's bringing in a style of play that we haven't seen in quite some time.
Energy.
That type of work rate, because a lot of managers in the game nowadays are worried about injuries.
Yeah.
Right? The amount of work they're asking their players to do, you can't demand that every week, every game.
Actually,
but he's doing that.
I do follow someone on Twitter, a very prominent guy in soccer world that usually talks about the game and the fitness and stuff. He's a huge critic of Jurgen Klopp. He thinks the way he runs his player, the way he goes about managing his team is detrimental to the player's health. As of last year, especially when they were picking up a lot of injury, this person was actually saying, "Hey, it's all Jurgen Klopp's fault." I wonder what he'd be saying this year, because right now there has barely been
very little
serious injury to the squad, and look at how they're performing. So
look at the amount of work they're putting in.
I mean, it's but that's to be very specific. Jurgen Klopp is a manager that expects a lot from the players. Jurgen Klopp is a manager that loves his players. You can clearly see that on the sideline.
Yes.
Jurgen Klopp is a manager that brings that energy. His team plays the way he behaves. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, you see his energy on the sideline.
For sure.
His team plays exactly the same
explosive.
way. And that's something that I read where, there's usually managers, the team plays to the managers, I guess, demeanor, energy. The team kind of plays to that. So I think what Jurgen Klopp is right now, I think Liverpool should be very grateful to have him.
Okay.
I hope they give him another 5-year contract because the man gets chances. Well, you have to be perfect.
Because they'll get chances too.
They will get chances as well. You know what I mean? That one chance that you miss, and they hit you on the counter, that's how you lose.